Good evening, everyone. Welcome to New in the Studio here at the Stamper Studio. I am not Lisa Schmid, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I am Dave Schmid, supporting Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 22 years now. So we are here. There is just a lot going on, and I told Lisa I would step in and take over for her tonight. So you get to experience what goes on in the mind of Dave. I have something, I saw a video the other day, and as I was looking at it, it made me think of a few different things. The first piece was, it reminded me of my sister-in-law, Kim. Kim is an urban sketcher. If you are not familiar with what urban sketchers are, they basically are artists that go to a place and they sketch exactly what they see. Their big thing is you have to sketch and finish it right there, exactly what you see. And they use a bunch of different mediums. For Kim, she usually does pen and ink and then watercolors. And it's just beautiful. She's an amazingly talented artist. But when I saw this video of this person doing a similar technique to what I'm going to show you tonight, it made me think of Kim's pen and ink sketching. Then it also made me think of a way to use one of our tools that sometimes we don't always think about. And that is the Color Coach. And so today, I'm going to show you what I hope is going to work. As Lisa says, sometimes it's just in my head. Haven't tried it yet. Hey, Tina, thanks for joining. So we will see how this comes together. So let's go ahead and head on down. So like I said, I thought this would be a great use for the Color Coach. And you'll see why in just a second. Let's just zoom in here a little bit. If you haven't seen our Color Coach before, it's got all of the current colors. It doesn't have in colors because obviously in colors change, and so it is not there. It's got them grouped kind of in some different color ranges. You know, we sort of have oranges here, yellow, orange, yellow, yellow, green, on around the outside edge here with all of our amazing Stampin' Up! Colors. Now, it's got a couple different ways that you can look in the middle here for how you can put things together. Hey, Patty. And so the first one is complementary. That's this little box here. And so that sort of shows you three colors that are next to each other that are complementary. Analogous colors is a wider range, similar to complementary, but takes in a little bit further. Here's another set of complementary. Monochromatic. You're really kind of going in one smaller color family there. But the one I want to show you today is the triadic. It's these three equal distant colors around the wheel. And so when I got started with this, I said, okay, one of the colors I want to use is Daffodil Delight. I'm going to lift up a little higher here so you could see. Daffodil Delight. So I put triadic on Daffodil Delight. And then I looked around at where the other two arrows went to. And one over here is, if I turn it just a little bit, if you'll notice, they don't line up exactly. So I thought Lost Lagoon, which is the one right here, it's sort of a little bit off the edge there. And then the final one with this one is, wait, I've got, oh, that's why. I'm like, why is this not lining up? With this one, I started with Crushed Curry. I started with Crushed Curry, which then lines up with Lost Lagoon. There we go. And then on this side, we have Fresh Freesia. So I grabbed my three stamp pads in those three colors. So I have our Crushed Curry, Fresh Freesia, and Lost Lagoon. Now, with those, what I wanted to do is create sort of an interesting pattern. Sorry, I kind of have a few things around the table here that I need to move. Left over from our last broadcast. So let me just get that out of the way. And so what I wanted to do is put together something that has just some color blocks using those three triadic colors. Now, this is where we're going to see how this goes because I haven't actually tried it. I've seen it done, kind of know the concept, but we'll see where we go. So I'm going to start with our Crushed Curry. And so I'm just taking my regular block and I am putting it in the Crushed Curry. inking it up nice. And I'm going to just go ahead and put it right up here. Push down nice and firm. Okay, there we go. Then I'm going to clean that off. And I'm going to go with my next color. So for my next one, I think I will do the Fresh Freesia. Open that up. Make sure I'm good and clean here from my crushed curry. And I'm going to... Lisa's telling me I need to use my mat. I can do that. So our curry one might look a little different than the rest, but that's okay. We can do that. So I'm all inked up with my Fresh Freesia, and I'm going to drop that right. Actually, I'm going to use Lisa's technique. Go to my other corner, and I'm going to stick that one down there. Okay, a little bit different look, but that's okay. And then last, I'm going to take my Lost Lagoon. Hey, Diane. I'm going to close up my Fresh Freesia so I don't get it all over myself. Okay, and I'm going to go with Lost Lagoon. And I'm going to drop Lost Lagoon right in the middle here, kind of overlapping a little bit, just kind of giving us a somewhat abstract background. Okay, there we go. All right, so I have my 3 color blocks there. You're going, all right, so where does this Urban Sketcher pen and ink come in? Well, I'm going to use a Spotlight on Nature. And really, you could use any stamp that has sort of the outline going on, because to me, that is the pen and ink look. Now, you know, sometimes when we use these, we color them, maybe we use our Stampin' Blends, different things. But in this case, I'm really going for just kind of that black pen and ink look. So I'm going to take our Memento Black, and I've got my image right here. So my nice floral image using from Spotlight on Nature. And I'm going to get it nice and inked up. And I am going to line up my paper a little bit here. And in this one, I'm just going to go straight in the middle. I'm just going to kind of center it right, dead set in the middle. Now this is rubber, so I don't need my mat for a rubber stamp. So I'm going to pull that out of there. So I think I'm going to get a crisper image if I go this way. All right, looks good. I'm going to get a nice firm press there, and boom, there we go. Just a simple sort of pen and ink. Pull it up so you can see a little more. Just a little pen and ink drawing. Now, the one I saw, the interesting thing is the video I saw, they were actually drawing this in. Now, I'm not that artistic, so that doesn't work for me. I need something that's going to do some of this work for me. And so I thought this really gives us the same type of look. Now, you could do something like you could just color in parts of this to darken them in, or you could leave it just the way it is. So that's kind of the first one, using Spotlight on Nature and using our 3 triadic colors, Lost Lagoon, Fresh Freesia, and Crushed Curry. So let's go ahead and take another one. Set these aside. For this one, I took my color wheel and I started from Coastal Cabana. I really like Coastal Cabana. I think it has a nice, it's really that kind of bluey greeny color, more on the green side than the blue, but has the blue going on in there. And so when I looked at that, I have my Coastal Cabana. And then over here in our triadic, we have Melon Mambo. And then our last one, we have Daffodil Delight. That's why I was thinking in the first one, that's why I was confused when I was not lining up exactly right. So we've got Daffodil Delight, Coastal Cabana, and Melon Mambo. So let's go ahead and for this one, move a few things. For this one, I'm going to use our longer rectangular block. So I'm going to take another piece of our regular paper here. Again, trying not to get ink all over everything. I will bring in my mat to use our brick or our block. And so I'm going to start with the Melon Mambo. And with Melon Mambo, I'm going to take my block. I'm going to get it all nice and inked up. And I am going to come in and go purposely kind of off kilter and over this way. Okay, here we go. Happy with that. Clean off my block. Close up Melon Mambo. And next I'm going to go with our Coastal Cabana. Coastal Cabana. Get our block all inked up again. And for this one, I'm going to come just sort of up over this way a bit. All right. And our last one, we're going to go Daffodil Delight. Clean off my block. And I'm going to bring it. I know I always give Lisa a hard time about random is difficult, but it kind of is for me too. So we're just going to go, we're going abstract all over the place here. So going to bring that in there. Okay. So we have our kind of abstract background going on here. And the set I wanted to use with this is Cheerful Daisies, because I think some of these great outlines of the daisies are going to make a great pen and ink look for us. And so I'm going to open this up, get all of our pieces out of the way, and get my block back for my stamp. And I'm going back to Memento Black. All right, so I'm gonna, this is photopolymer, so I'm gonna keep my mat. I'm gonna get my daisy all inked up. And I am just gonna bring it, you know what? I think we're gonna go with a couple of these. So I'm gonna go a daisy here. Okay. Daisy here, a little bit off. I like that one a little better, a little darker in there. And I'm going to bring in one more daisy down low. Now, I like the center on these, so I'm going to go ahead and bring that in as well, even though it's not as pen and ink look like we're sort of doing with everything else. But I think it's going to be a nice addition to our daisies. Bring one in here. One in over there. And one in right here. And you know, while we're at it, let's go ahead and put some stems on. We go and get back our long block. Where did I put him? There it is. Get all inked up. Now, I don't like to overlap my leaves, so I'm okay if there's a little gap there. My petals, I guess they are technically not leaves. I'm going to add one here. And I think I'm not going to, well, no, let's just do it this way. We're going to kind of fake it out a little bit and go off the side so we don't go over our other daisy there. All right. So I know it's a little more abstract, a little bit funky with our blocks there, but I kind of like it. I like bringing in the colors. These aren't necessarily colors I would have picked, but I think it gives us a nice kind of pen and ink on our abstract background. And I think the daisy stamp really works well with this. I kind of smudged a little over there, but that's okay. That was number 2. So let's look at the last one. Again, using our same concept we've been going with. I pulled back our color wheel and I said, okay, what other color do I want to use with this? And so I started with Azure Afternoon. And so I took my color wheel, turned it around to Azure Afternoon. And when I looked at that, yeah, right there. It was kind of right in the middle here with very vanilla and lemon lime twist. But I went with lemon lime twist. And then in my other one over here, I went flirty flamingo. So those are my 3 colors. So let's get those ready to go. And for this one, I'm going to go sideways this way. And I'm just going to do, I'm going to start with our Azure Afternoon. This one I'm going to go horizontal and come right here. Okay, like that. Oops. Next, I'm going to go with our lemon lime twist. And then finally, going to come back in with flirty flamingo. All right, so there are color blocks. And for this pen and ink, I decided I want to go with something that you've heard us say many times before that Lisa and I just love. And that's, I'm going to use something out of Sea Turtle. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to grab our big sea turtle. Get my bigger block. All right, so I'm taking our nice big sea turtle and I'm going to ink him up with our Memento Black. And I'm going to go just nice, big and bold right in the middle with our sea turtle. There we go. Not quite so much of the outline, but I still really like the concept using it. This one's a little more of the opposite than our outline of the other two, but I liked it. I think the turtle sort of lends itself to that, I don't know. It reminds me of maybe a tattoo or something from a sort of primitive art type style, but I think that works really well too. And again, just using our triadic colors, our Memento Black for our image, and then obviously with all of these, I would mat them and put them onto our card. Hey, Joanne. So before we go, before we sign off and I bring back in a couple things, just want to remind you that coming up we have, and come on. It's not opening up. Let's see why not. Well, let's go straight here and see if that one comes in. There we go. All right, I won't go all the way through. I'll just click straight through to the first image. Coming up, we have our March Card Cafe. Card Cafe happens here in the Stamper Studio in our Minnetonka location. Card Cafe, you get to come and make 10 beautiful cards. You choose 5 of our available designs. You get to make 2 of each. It is a wonderful morning filled with fun and laughter. And our next one is coming up on March 15th at 10 a.m. Runs from about 10 to noon. Takes about 2 hours by the time everyone's laughing and having a good time and choosing designs. But sign up for Card Cafe. As with everything, go to thestamperstudio.com, scroll on down to Card Cafe, and you can get registered for that. Sorry, switching my screens back here. So yeah, that is, let's pop that on and come on back. So that's what I have for you tonight. Like I said, just kind of, it was a combination of a few different things I had seen recently. Really drawing attention back to our color coach to put together some of those color combinations that maybe you don't think. And then I'll just bring in the three that we did tonight. Our turtle, our daisies, and our first one from Spotlight on Nature. I think probably the turtle and the Spotlight on Nature are my favorite. The daisies are fun. I think my blocks, I would do something different if I was going to do that one again. But I think the image works well. I would just do my background a little differently the next time. So that's what I have for you tonight. Hopefully you have enjoyed that. And on Saturday, Lisa will be back. She will be here for you. I know some of you, that's a sigh of relief, but in any case, glad I could come and share this with you tonight, and hope you have a great evening and happy stamping.